Christine Barnett tried to contact me on Facebook not long after they adopted Natalia, and I wouldn't talk to her. I knew that things were not right. I don't know if she's trying to get me on her side or what she's trying to do. I don't know. But I'm not going to entertain even saying hello to her. The Barnetts claim that Natalia had threatened them. So what if, even if she did threaten you, you're the parent. I'm a teacher. I have 600 students. Some of those are from really rough families, and I've been told I'm going to cut you up. I've been told I'm going to drink your blood. I've been told all kinds of weird stuff. But I'm not truly scared that that's going to happen. That child needs help. So you get that child help. So, yeah, I find actually being scared of a child when you're a full-size grown adult a little ridiculous.
So I started posting on an adoption message board asking about if anybody had any experience with Natalia. What was it, like a year later that Michael Barnett emailed me out of the blue and said, I think we adopted the little girl you were talking about. And he said her name, Natalia, some other things. I was like, yep, that's her.
Yeah.
Christine, his wife, wanted to talk to you.
Christine and I kept in touch over Facebook Messenger for several years. It did seem like a lot of shady stuff going on. Michael and Christine Barnett, they lied a lot. They will do anything to get what they want. They'll lie about Natalia being violent. You just don't know the true Barnetts.
When Christine started telling us all these crazy stories, we thought, wait a minute. She's tiny.
Yeah.
These stories don't make sense. And so we started figuring it out that everything Christine told us wasn't the truth.
Christine was using me and Dwayne because if she could get us on her side, believing, that Natalia had issues, then she would feel justified in maybe getting rid of her. Michael and Christine Barnett not only lied to get her into their family, but they also lied to get rid of her.
If they wanted to claim she's older than what she is, I don't know where they came up with that. That's just crazy. Who thinks of that?
Detective Klaus had told me,
you need to correct her age. This is our legal recommendation from the police department.
From my review of Detective Klaus's report, he had several conversations with the Barnetts. And unfortunately, due to his passing in 2015, it's impossible for us to confirm or deny the substance of any of those conversations. Detective Klaus wrote this email to Heather Wilson, Department of Child Services. I'm attaching a picture presumably taken at entry into the United States. It appears she has baby teeth still in this picture. I'm also attaching a photo from August of 2010 where it appears she has adult teeth. It appears for all purposes of our investigation, she is a child.
A home study report was prepared about the Barnetts early 2010 by a licensed social worker. One section that I found very troubling, and it's the background information. The worker asked Michael and Christine if they had ever had any domestic violence or disturbances at home, and they've all said no. The state took their word for it, that they relied on the self-reporting. They should have gone to the local police to see if their names ever appeared, because they would have found domestic violence. In 2003, years before this home study evaluation, they're fighting. Michael's got Christine in a headlock, and he's pushed her. These are situations that are pretty serious.
Scary, to think of what could have been and what all the evil, dark secrets are that we don't even know that are coming to light.
It really doesn't shock me that Michael and Christine have kept some of these family secrets secret. This is not the public persona they want to have.
Every now and then, Michael and Christine would be in the front yard arguing or fighting, or I never saw anything physical. It was just the yelling and the screaming. I felt sorry for Michael because she was degrading him and calling him a loser and a jerk, and I just was like, God, that poor guy. I've been fooled by thinking that they were the perfect family, because I don't think they were the perfect family.
This is not the time for pretending that you've never done anything bad.
I didn't.
Look, you've got to stop the denial. I don't know if you realize you're doing it. You know that you have domestic violence in your past? This is why you should just get on medication. You just should, because it's going to make you stop doing this crazy stuff.
There were a number of allegations that Michael and Christine made about Natalia acting out in a violent way. Most of them happened within the home, but the bottom line is every incident was told from the Barnett's perspective. But the last one was different. The Traders Point Creamery incident had witnesses.
Chris. I worked at Traders Point Creamery as a herdsman from 2012 to 2015. So I had gotten a call that there was some crisis on the electric fence. Officers were called and that we needed to take them down to where the individual was. So I was under the impression that when we got down there that there was going to be a little person who was distressed, very emotional. When we get down there, the caretaker seemed to be the one who was the emotional one of the two. And the little person seemed to be more calm and rational about the whole situation. There was no mention of the caretaker being at risk or anything like that.
Natalia had been trying to pull Christine into the electric fence. She'd been screaming out loud.
You fucking bitch, I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to kill you, you bitch, you're gonna die.
So, I was there with the officer. I don't remember any of that being said. I don't remember there being any threats about I'm going to fucking kill you or anything like that. I just felt like the situation had kind of been overblown and was not really that big of a deal. Like, I have a fairly good memory, and I'm positive I would remember that. The biggest thing I remember is thinking that if I had to deal with the adult caretaker, that I would be really frustrated just because it felt like she seemed to be making the situation worse.
My name's Mark Hostetler, and at Traders Point, I was a farm manager. I got a phone call from one of my employees saying, hey, we've got an issue. There's somebody on the walking trail. They're having a crisis. What should we do? Can you turn the fence off? Or is it dangerous? Was also the question. And both the answers, I should say, were no, it's not dangerous. And also, no, I can't turn it off because it's already off, I think. That section of fence isn't even on today because the cows were in a different part of the farm. And so my response was maybe a little callous, but mostly because the threat was so hollow.
I can't imagine taking a child's threats, like, so seriously. Being truly scared. Now, you can take their threats serious, but we're not even super strong. We're diastrophics. We have joint problems. We have all kinds of issues that would make it difficult for us to truly overcome someone. We don't have the capability of truly hurting an adult, unless, there was firearms involved. But someone like me, but I couldn't damage an adult. They could just hold me off.
If Michael's version of what happened at Traders Point Creamery is not true, that Natalia really did not try to push her into an electric fence and kill her, then it casts doubt on all the other allegations of Natalia's acting out that Michael and Christine have reported. I don't know, though, that anyone can get to the truth here because there are so many stories from everybody. For example, Michael's version of what happened here is not necessarily reliable.
At the Traders Point incident, how did the police react? I don't know. My sons and I were out in the forest. When we saw the police lights had arrived, we still had a good mile and a half of running through a forest to get back on the path to get back up there. So by the time all four of us get all the way back up there, Natalia's already gone, the officer with her is already gone. I don't speak to the officers, I speak to my wife.
We keep going, we get about 40, 50 yards down, and I start hearing screaming. I turn and look. Natalia and Christine are in a physical altercation. It looks like Natalia's trying to pull Christine.
Look, I don't know what the truth is, but this raises a question in my mind of whether or not Michael and Christine kind of orchestrated the Traders Point Creamery incident. They wanted an outside incident where there would be, some potential witnesses maybe, and she would be taken away for good this time.
Come on in. Natalia, I'm going to have you sit right there. Okay. So a couple things that I want you to know is that any filling is safe in this room. Okay? Whatever you disclose, you're not in trouble. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing that I want to ask you is, do you know the difference between a truth and a lie?
Yes.
What happened at the creamery?
We had gone to a farm and we all signed a waiver or whatever. And we was on a trail, but I didn't have good shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So my feet started really hurting and they was bleeding. And I threw up because I didn't eat for a while. So I threw up and it was blood. I was really dehydrated. So I sat down. She sat down next to me on the grass because she told the boys to go ahead of us. And she was like, Natalia, you need to get up. I was like, my feet hurt. She was like, you need to get up. So I finally got up. She helped me up. Literally, I was down and I reached up and she helped me up. And then she fell. And it was kind of close. So, I was trying to get up and she fell and I fell. And then I guess she thought I was trying to put her into the electric fence or whatever. Because, they said don't go by that and stuff and all that. And so she called the police on that.
Did you want to hurt them?
No.
No.
The closer you look into this case and dig, the harder it is to know where the truth lies. Maybe there's more than one villain in this story.